Hello. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate to you the various ways that you can use to get into and exit out from the Grand Canyon Panorama Project. What you're looking at right now is the home page for the project as a whole. This is a location that you land on when you type gcpano.org into the address bar of your browser. In this portion of the site, we are talking about the project as a whole. And you can see the various things that are available to you in the menu bar that you can see across the middle of the page. We're at the home page. There's a gateway to get into specific locations in the project, which we'll talk about more in a moment. A how-to section to see videos like this one about how to use the project and how to enjoy it. A section about geology in the Grand Canyon. A blog about the project. A search function. Ways to get to social media pages for the project. A way to contact us. And, if you're feeling generous, a way to give us some money to help the project go on, keep the project going. But what you really want to do is get into the main portion of the project itself, the true project, where you can see the panoramas, explore them on your own, or perhaps take guided tours that we make available to you for a number of locations in the park. The simplest way to get into the main inner portion of the project is from here on the home page to simply click on the enter button that you see floating above the rotating slideshow of panoramas that we show on the home page. So I'm going to click on it, and into the project we go. And notice that we landed, when we went into the project, the same location that we were looking at when we were on the outside, on the outer site, which in this case is Ribbon Falls on the North Kaibab Trail. You may have noticed another button on the home page, which I'm going to get to again by hitting the back button in the browser. And you'll see the resume button that's in the lower left-hand corner of the rotating slideshow. Click on the resume button, and you're going to go back into the project to exactly the same location that you were before. So now, when we're looking at someplace else in the slideshow, I'm going to hit the resume button. And instead of going into the Anasazi Granary, which is what was showing in the slideshow at that moment, we've gone back into Ribbon Falls. This gives you a way to explore the project over different periods of time, but to be able to pick up exactly where you left off. You may appreciate this feature when you start exploring trails within the project, where you can start at one panorama, not one location on the trail, and move your way down the trail step by step. If you resume when you come back into the project, you'll go back right where you were and can pick up going down the trail from there. But I'm going to hit the back button again to go back to that home page once more. And I'm going to go back to the gateway option, which I talked about for just a moment before. I'm going to click on it. And what we've landed on now is a page that's referring to the Grand Canyon National Park as a whole. What this is the top of a pyramid, a hierarchical menu, which you can drill down into to get to any specific location that we have available in the project, whether it be a map, a trail, or an individual panorama. So we're looking at the highest level of the park as a whole. If you look at the vertical menu items on the left side of the page, you'll see that there are options to drill down further to the north rim, south rim, or go into the inner canyon, or go to a remote region out west called Tweet. I'm going to click on the North Rim option there on that left menu bar, and that's where we go. Now we're at the North Rim, and from here we're now seeing all the detail things that are available from this level of the menu, which is quite a number of different trails that are coming off the North Rim and a number of individual panoramas that are really tied to the North Rim as a whole. I'm going to drill down just a little bit further, and I'm going to click on the entry for the Nankoweap Trail. And now we see a long list of panoramas that are appearing over on the left-hand side of the page. This represents every panorama that the project has available on the Nankoweap Trail in the order that you would get to them as you hike down the trail. From here, I'm going to click on the last entry in the list for the Anasazi Granary, and we've now drilled down one more level into the gateway to the page for that specific panorama. Here we have an enter button which will take you directly into that location in the project. A description of the narrative that is available for that project, and also a place for you to post any comments or feedback that you may have about this specific location in the project. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the enter button up here. And indeed, that is where we've gone. We've gone into the project and landed at the Anasazi Granary and the Nankoweap Trail. Now let's talk about the ways that you can exit out from the project, both out from this inner project out to the outer project that we were looking at earlier, and also links to social media. All these different ways of getting out of the project are grouped together in the buttons that are in the upper right-hand corner of the page. You see the little house icon, and as you might expect, that's going to take you home, back to the home page in the outer site. Well, I'm going to hit the back button on my browser to just go back to the Anasazi Granary. And look at the next button that's available there in the upper right-hand corner. And you see a circle with a question mark in it, which will take you to the how-to section of the project. I'm going to click on it. And here's where you can find out how to enjoy the project, looking at any of the videos that are available for the project, including this one, which you are watching now, the entering and exiting the project video, or the one that's available as an introduction to the project as a whole, which is what's available on the main how-to page, which we landed on when we clicked on that link from the inner project. Well, back again using my browser back button and back to the Anasazi Granary. And you'll see now that there are a pair of social media icons here, just like there were in the outer site menu bar, which again can take you to, in this case, clicking on the Facebook icon, to the project's Facebook page, which you can come here and like it, and you will then see notices about new panoramas and new narratives that are created for the project, and see those notices appear in your regular Facebook timeline. Clicking again on the back button, taking us back into the project at the Anasazi Granary. And then there is the Twitter button, which will take you out to where you can decide that you want to follow the project via Twitter, where again, you can see tweets, which will also provide notices about developments in the project and specifically the creation and availability of new panoramas and new narratives. Back on the back button one more time, back to the Anasazi Granary. And again, we have one more button in that upper right-hand corner, a little talking bubble, which, as you might expect, allows you to place comments. So I'm going to click on that. And where we've gone is directly to the gateway page specifically for the location that you were just at in the project, the Anasazi Granary. And it's taken you directly to the comments section of that page, where we encourage you to place whatever comments and feedback that you like and share with the rest of the community of viewers of the Grand Canyon Project your thoughts and feelings about what you've seen. Well, we've come back to the home page of the project one last time to show you one last way to get into the project by using the search function, which you see here listed on the menu bar here on the home page. So I'm going to go into search. And just like any search function you see on just about any website, you can type in what you want to look for. And I'm going to type in the location where we've been looking at up until now, the Anasazi Granary. And hit the Go button. And up comes a list of all the different pages sorted by relevance about the Anasazi Granary that appear in the outer website. At the top of the list, you'll see the item saying Nankoweap Trail, Anasazi Granary, with an orange dot, which, like everywhere in the project, the orange dot denotes a panorama location, represents the page for the panorama for the Anasazi Granary. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that link, and it's taken me to the gateway page for the Anasazi Granary, where again I can hit the enter button and go into the project at that location. Well, that wraps up all the different ways that you can get into and out of the project, and I hope you'll come back soon. Use one of those methods to enter the project and see how much you can enjoy the Grand Canyon Panorama Project.